morning and welcome to today's vlog. It is going to be kind of a reset day. I'm going to show you guys, take you guys along. Mondays are usually my reset days, unless like for some reason it's just not, which is very rare because then it just like, it sets the tone for the whole week. So I'm very tired this morning. Normally on my reset days, I just work on some planning and I make all of the things that needs to be made for the week. So our breads, and I need to make Sophia some muffins, and what else? I feel like there's a couple other things, I don't know. And then I just straighten up the house. I make sure that everything is like put in its place. Normally on reset days, I also wash my hair, but I washed it last night. So that is like a huge thing because normally I'm like washing my hair and putting on a new set of lashes, like all of that stuff. But since I don't have to do that, then that is obviously one less thing that I have to do. So anyways, I'm gonna finish my protein shake and then we're just gonna do some planning. Yesterday we went to the outlets and I have to show you guys these shoes Sophia picked out. So she tried on 2 pairs by this brand. If I can find them, I will link them below. But she tried on this like blue pair and then it had like pineapples and stuff. It was super cute. But then she saw this one and she said, I have to match mommy because of my rainbows down there. She said that they match. So she got these to match mommy, which I think is adorable. I will take it while she is still in that match mommy stage. And then, again, if I can find it, I will link it below. She picked out these cute little Tivas. Like, they're so adorable. I'm obsessed. As soon as she like put them on, I was like, oh my gosh, these are so cute. But she needs some new sandals because she's outgrowing all of her shoes. For breakfast. They are good. And then I got some scrambled eggs over here. We've had breakfast. I cleaned up. As you can see, that was just real life cleanup. It was no like fancy, aesthetically pleasing cleanup whatsoever. No, it was the whole family and meltdowns and everything. So anyways, I am gonna start my loaf bread. I have not gotten brave enough to try sourdough loaf bread yet. I need to feed my sourdough, so I will do that as well. So I'm just gonna make our normal loaf bread just because it's simple, it's easy. I have made like sourdough artisan bread, so that I'm comfortable making, but we still have some of that, so we are out of our loaf bread though. So that is what I'm gonna go ahead and do. Let's get into making some bread. I'm gonna actually walk you guys a little bit through the steps. I will link this recipe below. I've gotten to where I just really like this recipe, so that's what we're gonna do. starting off, in order to proof your yeast, you need yeast, warm water, and sugar. So my water, I end up just putting in a measuring cup and then I microwave it because it's just the easiest. The temperature needs to be between 110 to 115-ish range. So that's what I do. And then once I fill up that, well, I'll walk you through the steps. Okay, so while the water is microwaving, I should have mentioned that I microwave my water too because I use filtered water from the fridge, so it is colder. But you're gonna put 3 tablespoons of sugar. Hang on. All right, 3 tablespoons of sugar into that, and then I put my water over it. All right, and then pour my water in. So I'm not focusing. There we go. And then I'm just gonna like whisk that together. I also check my temperature just to make sure that it's in between 105 to 115, just because if it's too hot, then it could ruin your yeast, or if it's too cold, then your yeast isn't going to proof. And then I'm just going to take my yeast and just sprinkle it on top. And then I'm going to leave it for anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes, somewhere around there. And I'll show you guys what it looks like. It will look foamy, and yeah, you can already see that it's like starting to dissolve right in here, but it will look foamy whenever we are done. While that is proofing, I'm gonna go ahead and feed my sourdough. I will also link the recipe below that I used for my sourdough starter, so that if you guys are interested, you can also do it. And then I just started my discard jar the other day, just because I want to start making like sourdough muffins, things like that, because Sophia eats them all the time and she needs some really good help. Like, she needs some help with her gut anyways, and sourdough is really good for gut microbiome and stuff like that. So that is what we're gonna do. I'll set you guys right there and you guys can watch me feed my sourdough. If anyone is interested, I use the King Arthur all-purpose flour, and then I just use King Arthur everything. So I have their bread flour and their all-purpose, and that's what I use for my breads. So it is, our yeast is almost done. Okay, so this is what your yeast is going to look like. As you can see, it's dissolved and risen. So that is what you need for when you use yeast packets. So that is what it is. So it's ready to add all the rest of our ingredients. We're going to do 3/4 teaspoon of salt. And then you're going to take 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. And I just do it in chunks and like make sure that it's like all around. So I've already chunked it up. And you can use any unsalted butter. Again, I started making my own bread for the purpose of trying to buy like organic, natural, simple ingredient bread. So I obviously get, like I said, I use King Arthur flour that is non-GMO, and then I'm using the Kerry Gold's Irish butter. We are going to start adding our flour. So I automatically start with 2 cups of flour, and then we mix that together. Okay, so it's somewhat mixed, and then I just like use a spatula to scrape off the sides, kind of bringing it all to the middle. And then we'll add our next cup of flour. All right, I added 1.5 cups because that's normally what I end up having to do. So again, turn it on. And that's what it should look like. So it will be thick and almost like a rough dough is what they call it. So it's not completely in a ball, but you can tell it's like rough and still a little bit wet. Okay, so before I pull it out, and normally while it's doing that last, I go ahead and like spray the bowl. So you want it to be well oiled. So I use this avocado oil. Hopefully I'm not spraying off on. This like spray is very weird. I normally use the one, the chosen one, this one. But I had just finished using that today. Now I need to wash my hands before I get this dough out. But I just finished using that today, so I switched to that one. I don't like the sprayer, but it is what it is. All right, hands are washed, so I'm just gonna get the dough that was on the dough hook off as well. Pop my bowl out, and then I am just going to scoop. You're not gonna knead it or anything. You're just gonna kind of scrape it out. And into this bowl. It will be sticky. It's gonna be like a rough dough. That's what they call it. So very normal. So I just try to make sure I get as much of the dough as possible. And then I will use my other hand to help get as much of the dough off as I can. And then I grabbed a clean towel. These are normally they're not really normally for me using them on my hands, but somehow it just started becoming a towel, so I'll have to wash it. But so I grabbed a clean one. This is the old one I was using. And then you're just gonna cover it in a warm place. I normally leave my microwave light on and put it on my stove. And leave it, you're gonna let it rise for about 1 hour to 2 hours, and until basically it doubles in size. It doesn't take nearly as long to double as like a lot of things, like sourdough specifically, but this will double in probably like 1 hour, hour and a half, and then we'll come back and finish making our bread. Okay, as you can see, I have like my oven light on, and then there is where my bread is. This, just ignore this. The oven is I promise there's nothing warm. It's just been on for a while, so I don't know what's up with that. But then I'm just gonna like soak this, and that's that. On my reset day is at least take a break several times. It's sunny to enjoy the weather because it's just so nice. So Sophia is gonna use her splash pad, and I'm just gonna sit. Up in my tower. You're gonna get up in your tower. Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna sit and relax in the sun a little bit. I changed into a tank top so I wouldn't get this horrendous farmer's tan. Okay, it is time to look at the bread. All right, so you'll see that it is nice and fluffy. So what you're gonna do is you're actually gonna like punch it down to get all of the air out, and then you're gonna just pull it from the sides like so. And then you're gonna make it into like a loaf and put it into your loaf pan. Okay, so I have my loaf pan. I'm gonna put my cookie cooking spray on there. Then, again, you're not really needing it, just trying to pull it off from the sides. And then I'm just gonna form it into a loaf. So I just pull and tug, basically rolling it into like a log almost. Like so. And then I just pop it into my loaf pan like so. Then you're gonna cover it back up for about 30-ish minutes while your oven preheats to 350. Okay, just pulled it out of the oven. As you can see, my loaf pan is very small. I still have to get one, but that's why it's like so risen and puffy, but it's done, and that's what it turns out to be. And then if you want, you can add some butter on top. I don't, but then I'll let it cool for a little bit, pop it out, and then let it cool before I put it in a bag. I made myself a salad. I'm at my desk. I'm gonna eat this. I sit here and get a couple things done. Okay, I've not planned yet. I am about to do that now. And yeah, I'm gonna make dinner here in a little bit, and we'll go from there. Well, it is the next day. I totally forgot to end yesterday's vlog. It just got very chaotic yesterday evening, as it normally does on Mondays. Just with cooking and cleaning and getting Soph a bath and bedtime, and sometimes she has meltdowns, and it just so happened that last night was her meltdown night, so it's okay. The joys of motherhood. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So it is literally the best. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the reset vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed a little bit of insight of what I do for my reset days. It varies a little bit, but that's typically the generalized thing. I will add things if I need to do some cleaning, but we already did cleaning last week, so I didn't have as much cleaning to do. I normally do mop the floors, but I actually went live on my husband's platform last night, so I didn't get the chance to do that. So I'm gonna do that during Sophia's nap today, or rest time. But anyways, with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys would like and subscribe if that's something that you're interested in, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!